5 years ago, the ACE Mentor program of Greater New York entered into a partnership with the New York City Department of Education Career and Technical Education Office, or CTE, to introduce students from CTE high schools to industry professionals in architecture, construction, and engineering. The partnership has been an enormous success. CTE students are learning the foundations of these fields in their classrooms. At ACE of Greater New York, we take it a step further. Students are continuing to learn more about the topics while also being supported educationally and mentally by their mentors. The students already know the concepts from their classroom experience, but direct mentorship is crucial to give students the confidence from an industry professional that they too can enter our field.
I joined ACE because I was told by my architecture teacher in school that this was a good program for learning what I wanted to get good in or what career I wanted to pursue.
When I found out that after school got closed again and it was fully remote, I didn't know whether I was going to have sports or not. So I was like, I don't want to have nothing else to do and just be on like only doing schoolwork and not having time to relax or do something fun. And I was like, I might as well do this because it's related to what I'm learning and I learn new stuff and it would be fun and cool. So I decided to do it.
After ACE, I plan on the fall attending NYU, the Attendant School of Engineering. I decided mostly because of ACE, I kind of enforced my passion. I was kind of confused in junior year. I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. And then once I joined, I felt myself confident again. They kind of empower you to strive and like, you can do this, which is something I never really thought about.
So I've recently committed to the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. And I've decided to study mechanical engineering. Through ACE, I learned a lot about HVAC and all the different systems and machinery that goes into a building. And I do find like with my skills, I'd be very effective into that community. So I think ACE really guided me towards that direction of mechanical engineering. And I also see mechanical engineering as the staple of engineering. You could play a part in every single form in any career. Like you can go into construction, you can go to automotive, to aerospace, whichever direction. And I think that's the direction I want to take my career.
My favorite memory from ACE was last year when we had to make stable bridges. It was a competition and we worked in groups. Everyone was cheering for each other. It was so fun.
My favorite memory in the ACE program, I guess, is working in group. And when the first time I got into ACE, I didn't know how to speak English, and that was when I was introduced to it, and then we're like different people from every country, and we made the project, and then it's like, for the first time I was like, oh no, I don't really want to do this because I can speak English, and how can I present this? And they're like, okay, no, don't worry about it. We'll teach you how to do it, and we'll help you out for this project. And I was like, okay, so.
Okay, what did ACE mean to me? Well, ACE meant a lot. Well, it still means a lot to me to this day. It was pretty much my first introduction to the construction industry, the civil engineering industry. And I am really grateful because it really gave me a lot of insight and a lot of, it put me in the right path for my career path. And it's basically like everything that I've learned, a lot of the concepts that I saw in at that level, which is high school, I am seeing again in my college classes. And it's kind of like, oh, I kind of know this. Well, I don't know this already, but I know the foundation of it, and it makes it easier to grasp and all that.
ACE was what started getting me into the whole engineering world, and it really meant like the start of my career probably, because I started going into offices, I started going into meeting all these people, And it would just, that was where my networking began, because I still talk to my mentors today. Like Jose, he used to work at, I think, AKF it was, and he switched jobs, and he actually like works for an internship in a hospital with my school. So it's like an awesome connection to have, and that's where my networking really started.
So ACE GNY was like a platform for me that made my transition easier from high school to college. And he also helped me enhance my passion for engineering. All the mentors that were in ACE taught me like everything they know about engineering, and eventually I knew that that's really what I wanted to do for my career.
ACE allowed me to gain knowledge, for example, that I was able to apply in the classes that I'm taking now. For example, before starting ACE, I did not know that by law and regulations, all the bedrooms in an apartment or even a house must have windows. And also showed me calculations that I was able to apply, like basic engineering and construction calculations that I learned from ACE, and was then able to apply in my classes right when I started taking my engineering classes. And it's something I'm really thankful for.
So ACE has helped me in college by giving me the exposure to early career advice and mentors who not only showed me the ropes, but also introduced me to other aspects and informed me about the college process and how my education was going to be important on the path I chose as a mechanical engineer.
So I decided to return to ACE this year because I've always been energized by mentorship and teaching, for which ACE has provided the perfect opportunity over the past 3 years. Additionally, coming from the New York City public school system myself, I appreciate the chance to keep in touch with the pulse of New York City high school students and give them any bit of guidance I can about the AEC industry.
So obviously mentoring is near and dear to my heart, and I always, it's something that I participated in as a high school city kid, and it did a lot for me and where I am today and just my perspective on, my academic goals. I didn't have that kind of reference point in my family because I am first generation and my parents didn't have a college education. So mentoring did a lot for me and my siblings. So I've always wanted to give back. And with Manhattan Bridges, it just kind of hits home for me because they're from, the Latino community. I speak the language. I can be hopefully a role model to them and inspire them to stay on track and to pursue the industry because it's a great place to be.
I wanted to join ACE this year to be a mentor because of Trinity's new development at 561 Greenwich Street and being able to convey what we're doing in the field to students. And so being able to explain to students the various disciplines and how they relate to a project that's actually being developed and in the field.
Joined ACE to be a mentor this year because I believe in its mission to expose students to what the AEC industry is like and to excite them about pursuing AEC careers. As engineers and architects who work within New York, it's important that in addition to our technical work, we find ways to engage with and support our local communities. The opportunity to work with a school within the ACE DOE partnership has been really exciting too, as it furthers our ability to build industry access for communities who have not historically been as supported.
So the ACE program was created at Thornton Tomasetti, where I am employed, and it's, the whole overarching theme is to get students interested in the construction industry, whether it's architecture, engineering, or construction itself. And so there's that kind of broad theme of getting people excited, mentoring the next generation who are coming in, which is all very important. But the other thing about being an ACE mentor is providing just another positive role model in these students' lives. One of the things I love about the class is that as they grow comfortable with us, they start asking questions kind of outside the bounds of ACE. And so we talk about college and we talk about just our lives. And while we're not certified counselors in any way, we can certainly talk about our own life experiences and just offer them, a different path that they can take. And so that's really what being an ACE mentor means to me, giving back to these students.
So to be an ACE mentor to me is an opportunity to give back, an opportunity to kind of teach and engage the next generation of professionals that hopefully we'll all be working with in the not too distant future. You know, and really it's an opportunity to teach, but also an opportunity to learn from the students and do something that I really enjoy, which is work with kids and try to teach them a little bit of the experiences that I've had coming up through engineering.
We are so appreciative that the DOE CTE office continues to support these students in these high schools through our partnership and help us impact these students' professional journeys. We are so thrilled for the future of the partnership and the bright futures of the students involved.